Welcome, Christian metal community. We are back again with another great interview. Today, we are talking to Patrick Rivers from 3 Days Under. How are you doing?
I'm good. I wouldn't call it a great interview yet. We haven't gotten into it, so this could not
we'll
go
let
how you predicted.
hey, we'll let the fan we'll let the fans judge. Well, my name's Jimmy with the Christian Metal Group, and we have Jay Joel over here. What's going on, brother?
That's right. What's up, man? Also with the Christian Metal Group, we are on the leadership team. That's right. I'm good, yo. We are definitely part of the leadership team for the Christian Metal Group. We spend a lot of time. What I was about to say, I'm not gonna say on here.
Ah,
Oh my god, we spend a lot of time arguing with people and deleting posts, basically, and
yeah, right.
Nice.
banning people and stuff. But also
Yeah,
communicating with some of the greatest fans of Christian metal in the whole world, and
yeah,
I love that for us.
no doubt. Well, Patrick, tell us, did you grow up in a religious home?
No, not really.
Okay.
We hit the big ones. We hit the Christmas and the Easters.
Yeah.
You know.
You,
Mhm.
you know what we call that, right? Those are called creasters.
Yeah, that was,
Cre-
that was us.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and we also another term, CME Christians is Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter
Yeah.
Christians.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't hit the Mother's Day. We said no, we're not going
No.
Mother's Day. We're just doing the Santa and the Bunny. That's
Yeah.
Mhm.
it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
but then somewhere around 13, I found my way into a youth group, and
No.
so teenage years were spent in a youth group. Oh, I think I was just running cover for my real lifestyle as a teenager, though. You know, look good in public, be dirty in the dark.
Yeah, I understand. I understand for sure. It's interesting just right off that you mentioned youth group. I think that sometimes youth group gets a bad rep for sure, but there are so many people that come up with those kind of projects and programs and stuff that get equipped in Christ to affect the world, and I think that's cool. So shout out to the youth groups.
Well, that was definitely foundational
Hmm.
for what and who I am now.
Hmm.
I always cling to the things that because don't get me wrong, I had some great experiences as a teenager in a youth group, and I'm glad they stuck with me through the Marine Corps and through my worst times in my life, which it was self inflicted worst times. But I'm so thankful that I had that foundation to kind of fall back on and kind of just cling to get me led to where I am now. So
Hmm.
Nice. Awesome.
Cool. Well, word. Well, let's go with our. We're gonna switch them up this time, Jimmy.
All right.
Let's go with our first question. Did you grow up in a religious home?
Oh,
No, did you grow up in a?
that's
You know what? Edit
you.
this. Edit this. You already asked that.
Yes.
yeah,
Duh.
we
Okay. Did you grow up in a musical home? Pray for me.
no, not a musical home. Honestly, my first experience with music was one Christmas. I think it was about 8 or 9, and I got a little cassette player
Mm-hmm.
and a Randy Travis digging up bones cassette. And
Nice.
so, but nobody played
Interesting.
nobody played instruments, and nobody. I mean, besides family reunions, you'd sit around with all the old timers, and they would sing gospel and play the banjo and the acoustic guitar and just sing a cappella gospel songs. But other than that, no, there was nothing until I was about 16 when I decided I'm gonna go be a punk rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Cool. So, what instruments do you play, and what did you start on? What was your beginning of doing music as far as? Oh,
well, like I said, about 16, I discovered a guitar.
okay.
And I discovered like Soundgarden, Weezer,
Yeah.
and Green Day.
Okay.
And so a weird mashup of music, but I was a huge Green Day fan. And I remember mowing. And this was before you had YouTubes to turn around and instruct you on everything. So you had these books, the tablature books.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go in and you'd have to figure out what finger went on what chord, and you couldn't listen to the music or have somebody walk you through it. You just learned on your own.
Yeah.
And so That's what I spent my teenage years up through frustration because I never got very good at guitar. I'm a mediocre rhythm player on my best day. And so that's why
Impossible.
what was it?
No, I said that's impossible. No.
Yeah, well, it was for me and my big sausage fingers here flubbing around on that keyboard. I mean, that fretboard. I called it a keyboard for crying out loud. Maybe I was thinking about Power Glove. I don't know.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, those were your first discovery into music, right? I can relate to. I remember pushing a lawnmower, listening to STP on my cassette, my Walkman. Man, those were some fun days, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah.
That was that, that's the proving ground. If you can belt it out behind a lawnmower, you can belt it out anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, but
So
yes, very
so
true.
uh from that intro into the rock world, did you have some other bands that introduced you? You got introduced to like heavier music?
Yeah, actually, I was such a '90s grunge kid after
Yeah,
Mhm.
coming out of my little Green Day phase. I mean,
right.
Soundgarden and anything with Chris Cornell in it.
Sure.
Temple of the
Yeah,
Dog.
yeah.
Yes.
Of course, Pearl Jam. You got to throw them into the mix, and then the STPs. I mean, all that was so creative. And then I remember I was in Okinawa, and I walked into the USO. And it's where the troops on base they go to hang out and have a drink and just hang out and stay safe on base for the most part.
Mhm.
And I looked up at the TV, and there was this band on TV. And it was a video, and they were all painted up like a bunch of goons. And it was freaking Mudvayne, and the song was Dig.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at it, and I'm like, "What is this garbage? What is this trash? This isn't even music. I don't
Right.
even understand what's going on with my world now." But then, of course, the longer you stayed in the Marine Corps, the longer it became culture.
Yeah.
And then you found things like Slipknot, and you found just
Yeah.
the heavier grooves. Because I mean, you're around people from all over the country,
Yeah.
and sometimes different countries who are they're serving to become American citizens, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so you get all the culture and all the music, and you just get samples. It's like the Epcot in Disney. You do a round the world thing, but it's just with music and culture, and so I got really introduced to it. And then of course after service, it's just kind of the stuff that's kind of formed my
Yeah.
musical taste now.
Nice. Well, appreciate your service. That's awesome.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I never got into Mudvayne and a lot of those bands, I don't know, they just kind of sounded the same to me. I
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
that new
So
metal thing for sure, but I love
I,
I love Slipknot's first 2
yeah.
albums.
I mean, I definitely like some of it, but like I could like
Mhm.
Limp Bizkit what to me was the worst. I just
Yeah,
couldn't do
yeah.
it. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I
Uh
like one
I,
Limp Bizkit song, and that's because Method Man was on it. He was the best thing
yeah,
for
yeah.
Limp they have from
Method
Limp
Man.
Bizkit.
Nice.
yeah.
Because
I'm gonna embarrass myself here right
Uh,
now, but I was
go
a
ahead.
Biscuit fan, boys. I was
Yeah.
a Biscuit fan.
nice.
You
That's
wanted
all
to be
good.
Fred Durst, didn't you?
Absolutely no. But I mean, I can semi sing, but if I try to spit words out of my mouth with the quickness that some of these men and women out there do, I'm just
Yeah.
tongue tied and and besides, I don't have that kind of soul, man. I can't groove that way. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
feel you. It
Right.
does take a certain Busta Rhymes. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, Busta. Yeah, absolutely. But dude, if you listen to and me personally, I can listen to anything from Corey Taylor too.
Yeah, yeah.
Even his solo stuff. I
Stone
mean,
Sour? Yeah.
and Stone Sour. A lot of his Stone Sour just sounds like a lot like softer Slipknot.
It does,
Mhm.
yeah.
But I mean, it's still. I found myself a few years ago watching a bunch of YouTube of Corey doing his acoustic shows,
Yeah.
and I was like, holy crap, the guy can actually sing and sing almost anything. And so he really impressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm so glad that you mentioned these particular influences. I think sometimes when I listen to music, especially when we're about to do an interview, kind of write down like some of the things I hear as far as what your influences may be in grunge. Metal and grunge are definitely two of the first things I wrote down. It's like I definitely hear those grunge influences for sure. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna talk about a standout track for me, and I think first was the album cover. and that was, let me pull this up real quick because it is um Bring Out Your Dead. I didn't know if I was about to get a grave robber track or what, but Bring Out Your Dead. And what actually was interesting about this track, and I'm not sure how familiar you are with Tourniquet.
Yeah, I know of Tourniquet.
Yeah, so there's an album that they did. They were like a super like thrash metal band with, you know, like with maybe some King Diamond ish and even death metal influences. In '94, they kind of went like maybe grunge. They got a new singer, Luke Easter, and they kind of went into a more like, I don't know, like just kind of groovy and maybe influenced by like all the stuff that the Big Four were doing, like all the thrash metal bands, of course, kind of went groovier in the mid '90s. But yeah,
Yeah.
like bring out I need to make sure that I'm saying this right. Um Bring Out Your Dead. Yeah, want to make sure I was saying it right. It reminded me of something that could have been an outtake from Vanishing Lessons for sure, especially vocally. I was like, wow. And Luke Easter's an amazing vocalist. So the vocals on there were very much similar and in a very good way.
Oh, well, thank you. Honestly, Bring Out Your Dead is my favorite song to play. It's one of my favorite songs that we've ever recorded, and
Well, that's cool.
it's our only song that's on streaming platforms that have hit over 100,000 streams too.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean that was near and dear to me, just because mostly because everything in that song is a biblical reference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got the doubting Thomas. Now that you've seen, seeing is believing type deal.
Mhm.
Drink of its blood, let his power restore you. The communion
Yeah.
thing. I mean, everything in that song is a reference to biblical truths, and it's such a song that you can have so much showmanship when you're performing it live, because it's a carnival, man. You got a carnival barker out there doing this song, inviting people in, and yet it's a groove. It's just
Mhm.
a groove, and it's fun, real fun.
That's awesome. Well, that's good. We're gonna get into more of that, but tell us, give us a little history about how the band formed. How did that come to be?
Well, I was actually thinking about my history. I went back to doing construction work. And so I spent a lot of time by myself because people don't show up to do work that they're paid to do. and
Right.
and so the last couple of days I was just kind of going back through, and I remembered I got a guitar one year for Christmas because I'd put down music shortly after I joined the Marine Corps. And so there was like a 10, 12-year span that I'd quit playing music, but one year I got a guitar for Christmas.
Mm.
And right around the same time Jesus found me. And so I really I was like, man, I really want to go out and play again. And so fast forward some years after some really terrible, almost like what do they call it? CCM bands, the K-Love style music.
Yeah.
I was actually working at the jail, the one that I was arrested and booked in,
Yeah.
which is funny enough, but I was a deputy down there. And I was the deputy that working midnight shift. I would take off the walkie, I would take off the taser, I would take off the pepper spray, leave it in the booth, and I would take the master key and go back and walk through the cells. Because like I told the guys, I was like, the only difference between you and me, and they were like, it's a badge. I was like, no, you got caught. I never did. Because if I got caught doing half the crap that I was doing,
That's
I
Right.
would be under this jail.
Yes.
And so, but I would sit and I'd watch them, and I wouldn't interject, but I would listen to their Bible studies.
Yeah.
And I would just see how they interacted and watch them become on fire for Christ.
Oh,
And
that's
then they would
awesome.
get out. But then, like a few days later, they'd be right back in the jail. And I'd be like, what happened, dude? You left here and you were on fire. Your world was changed. What happened? And they said, well, when I got out there, I can't listen to that Jesus talk radio and I can't listen to K-Love. I don't connect to it. I don't, it's just not for me.
Me either.
And so there's no really alternative to go to.
Mm.
And this is before I have this epiphany because God's like, why don't you take what you grew up with, that 90s rock, that early 2000s rock, and infuse it with Jesus, infuse it with my son, and take it out there and do it. And I think that I'm having an epiphany because I
Yeah.
know nothing of Christian rock. I'm
Sure.
like,
Sure.
that's a great idea. This genre doesn't exist. We'll go out and kill it. And of course, I was humbled quickly after that, realizing that it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But that's really what got me into to doing this. And
Nice.
then after that, 3 days under rolled around, and now we're what 13 years into this.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love how that was, it was born out of you felt a necessity and a need to be able to share, the gospel with something that's relatable to these people that would never go to a church or listen to the local CCM. That's amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's really why we write the way we write, especially I know for me lyrically. I don't want to bring cheesy lyrics. I'm not going to be talking about chains are breakable and the flood and take me down to the river and baptize me. I mean, not yet. I mean, if I could work them into where they'd be palatable and not just overdone
mm-hmm.
or or again cheesy, then that might be a possibility. But I want to talk about and sing about my struggles, and
Yeah.
especially in the Christian walk.
For
Because
sure.
whoever tells you this walk is a super easy walk, um, and that it's a free gift, they're lying to your face. Yeah,
They're lying.
Jesus
No
paid it
joke.
all for you, but this is going to cost you everything.
No
And
doubt.
if you think for a second that you're not going to lose friends, that you're not going to lose family, that you're not going to lose jobs at some point, you might even lose your life for following this man called Jesus. But
Yeah.
this is not a free gift, and that's why he tells you to count the cost. Count the cost before you start building, because it will literally cost everything, and it
Mm,
has cost me nearly everything
mm,
in some areas of my life.
sure.
But you know what? I'm happy because none of it's mine anyway. I'm just borrowing all this crap while I'm here in this daggone meat suit.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm done, God's going to call me home and he's going to say, "Well done, good and faithful servant," or "Away from me, I never knew you." And that's the two lines that we're going to wind up standing in. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope and pray that it's the "Well done, good and faithful servant."
I hear a song coming to life right here about the meat suit and all. This is you just write some lyrics right there around that. That
In
would be
October, in October, we do something special in October for
uh-huh.
every year.
Okay.
Because we're dude, I'm into the spooky vibes, man. I mean,
Yeah.
if you really read the Bible, this is a freaking horror story. I mean,
No
it
Yes,
doubt.
talks
sir.
about eating the flesh, drinking the blood. You got David running around. Saul sends him out to get him 100 foreskins. David brings back 200 of them. You got the slaying of giants. You got the wiping out of civilizations. And it's just like, whoa. And then you read the book of Revelation and you're like, oh, whoa, this is a little bit spooky. And so we like to take the things that people think are cliche or that well, that doesn't belong in Christian. You can't be a Christian like that, or just like Bring Out Your Dead. It was
Yeah.
meant to be a spooky song. Um, but we like to do that. So definitely in October, we got something cooking up. I'm kicking around something in my head about Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
And so because
That's
we're all
nice.
Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, we all put
Yeah.
on that mask, and
Yeah.
when we're around our church buddies we're at an event or we're out there living life, and then when we get home behind closed doors, peel that thing off and look at the ugly there for a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
No doubt.
Yeah, that's
So
cool. So as far as
you
the
are a
name,
grave robber fan, right?
I know of Grave Robber.
Okay.
I mean, I think I've been to maybe one of their. They were playing at a festival we were playing at, but
Okay. Cool.
but I mean, I can't say that I'm a fan because that would
Yeah.
be lying.
No, don't
Because I
lie.
haven't heard their
Abs-
music.
yeah,
Well,
But
yeah,
well, we
I know they're punk rock, and
yeah.
I'm
right.
a huge fan of punk music,
They're
and
yeah
I'm a
Okay.
huge fan of what they do.
they're horror punk. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll send you a link to check out, man. They just released some new stuff. It's
Yeah, yeah,
good.
they're really good. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah, so as far as the name 3 Days Under, how did you all decide on that name? Obviously, as a Christian, I knew immediately like the symbolism, but yeah, how'd that come about?
Well, I was asleep one night, and I'd been doing again, I was in many failed bands, and when I started I was in a band that I'd started called Altered Drive,
Okay.
and just meaning like a different drive behind why we're doing what we were doing. And that thing fell apart, and I was doing like the acoustic thing for a while, just me and an acoustic going out and doing sets. And I remember praying, I was like, God, I just want my band back.
Mm.
And I just want a band back. And so one night he woke me up in the middle of the night, and I come up gasping for air. I like literally like, what? And the song Mended, he had given me the chorus for that song in a dream. And I woke up and he said, okay, I'll tell you what, you want your band back? I'm going to give you the band. But you're going to name it what I say to name it, and you're going to let me place who needs to be in it. So I said,
Wow.
okay, God. I
Wow.
was like, well, what's the name of the band? He said, 3 Days Under, to represent the 3 days that my son was in hell, taking back what is rightfully his. And I said, done deal. He said, now I'm going to place the people who needs to be in it. And I said, okay. And then I started placing the people to be that I wanted in it. And so that first incarnation of 3 Days Under fell apart very quickly. And so, but thank God, God is patient, because he started putting the right people where they needed to be in the right seasons, leading us up to now.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you about Mended as well. So go ahead and tell us about that, because I know that's kind of like your first song that got released, right, and everything. Yeah, let us know like how that came about.
Well, yeah, like I said, it came back. It came through in a dream. That chorus did,
Huh.
and it's just the whole where God dwells within us. The Holy Spirit was within us,
Mhm.
and we spend so much time looking and seeking and doing. But the first word of the song is, I know where to find you. You're just beneath the skin, consuming every single aspect of the man within, and just him filtering out things, And so I wrote that, and finally the group of guys that God placed with me, they said, okay, we'll agree to, and we started recording, and then the next thing you know, we're shooting our first creepy style music video, and we dropped that hammer, and that's all she wrote. It's all, here we are.
Where did you find these guys?
Um,
Did you find them in
let's see.
prison?
Wow. Yes.
No, but I'd take some of them inmates any day of the week.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
But no, God literally placed Jamie, my bass player, who's on his way here as we speak. He'll be here in a few hours. Um, but God placed Jamie after, because I was in the studio recording basically the first few tracks for our first 8-song EP that we released. And the guy who was recording me, he said he worked with a guy, and he kept dropping a bug in his ear saying, hey, and Jamie kept saying, no, I don't have time for it. I got too much other stuff going on, but I'll help out where I can. And then he went and secretly paid for like 3 of the tracks that I was recording, because he wanted to support, because he liked the idea of it.
Wow.
And then finally, Mick reached out to him again, and he said, hey, why don't you come on over? Patrick's in the studio right now. Give a listen and see what you think. And so he come in, we threw a bass in his hands, and he was recording bass tracks for songs he'd never heard before, recording backup vocals for songs he'd never heard before. And so then slowly, I mean, I had my drummer Nathan first, was introduced to me from another guy who was all about it. Unfortunately, we wound up separating ways a few years back.
Mhm.
But I mean, again, everybody was placed there for a season, and so yeah, again, I had to wait for God to place the right people, and God
Okay.
has really been the core group of us now, me, Jamie, and Robin, and now our new drummer David, which he's playing his first show with us on Saturday.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
We're headlining an event in Frankfurt for Resurrection Fest 2. Um, and these guys are absolutely musical geniuses. I mean, I've never seen musicians that can just pick up and play
Yeah.
and pick up where you left off, or have these amazing ideas. Well, let's write it this way, or let's sing it this way. And it just all
Yeah.
seems to jive.
Well, that's incredible. Do all the members live relatively close, like in the same area there?
Drummers in North Carolina, and Jamie,
Wow.
he's actually coming down from the northern tip of West Virginia.
Nice.
So it's just me and Robin who are here local.
Okay. Oh, I have a question for you. There's something that you mentioned about hearing. I think you mentioned 2 songs now that you heard or you came up with that were based on dreams. I know a lot of times when people dream and they wake up, they don't remember. So, what technique do you use to remember stuff? First of all, it's impressive that you remember stuff from your dreams. But yeah, how did that work out for you?
Well, honestly, since I got back from war, I haven't dreamt. I really haven't had
Wow.
dreams. I think it's just part of my body shutting part of me off to
Mhm.
whatever happened over there.
Hmm.
And so when they do come through and when they do hit,
Hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't understand how you could forget them, especially, and I think it has a lot to do with God there. I
Yeah.
mean, if God's impressing something on you so important and so deep, then I don't, I can't see how I would forget that. And so, I mean, just him really just saying, okay, this is the direction we're going. I can't get your attention any other part of the day. Here we go.
Hmm.
We'll get you in your sleep like a godly Kruger.
You're right.
That's awesome. So I heard you talking about Resurrection Fest, which is a festival put on by Resurrection Records, your label, right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. You got some really good label mates. I have a good friend here in South Carolina that introduced me to Aaron, and we are in the process of booking a Resurrection Fest here as well. So we'd love to have you. I don't know if South Carolina's too far, but we're definitely talking to some of the bands like Transcendent and I tell you what, Tricord. I love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Tricor. Yeah.
yeah, there's a festival in North Carolina, in Hickory, North Carolina, and it's called Breaking Darkness Fest. And I helped with that last year, and I'm helping with it again this year. And they're there both years. They were the only band that got invited back to play again this year, which I thought was pretty
That's only
awesome.
because we haven't been invited a first time.
We can I can put a good word in for you with the big man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You say when. You say
Okay.
when.
Well, it'll be September 2027 because they already booked up this year. But we can.
Anytime but September 2027. That's not good for me.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, we would definitely love to put in a word and see if we can get y'all on the bill. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we're
So,
down. We love to travel. We love being on the road. We like to travel.
okay.
We have taken a different approach about how we do things anymore because over the last 12 some odd years, I've dumped so much money into this out of pocket and not
Yeah.
been a good steward of my finances
Yep,
here at the
yep.
house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've taken a different approach to where it's financially feasible for everybody to come down.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you have to do that. I mean, that's understandable.
yeah, we have to be responsible with our first ministry, which is our households and who
Yes.
God places right in front of us every single day. And then we can go out.
Yeah. I think I see so many people getting that backwards, not just bands, but like pastors and all. It's like, oh, I'm ministering to all these people, but then their kids are over here and not getting any attention or whatever, you know? So don't get it
That's
twisted like,
exactly why I shut it down for a year and a half because I wasn't being a good minister in my home.
uh,
I wasn't being what I claimed to be on stage at my
mm,
house. And
mhm.
that was one of the rules of the bands. If you don't represent what you claim you represent in your personal life, then you do not deserve to be on a platform to claim that you represent that on especially in a band where it's so easy for ego and pride and everything to get involved. And that wasn't an issue. The issue was the fact that I was not being a good example of Christ in my own home.
Man, that's
Mm.
And
well.
so
That leads to I think a really good question is how do y'all within a band that you consider a ministry? How do you uh, keep each other accountable? Do you have does a pastor go on tour? Like what kind of things do you have in place to really? I mean, I'm not saying anybody is perfect or whatever, but what kind of things do y'all do as far as that to help each other?
honestly, we're adults and we
Okay,
can have adult conversations with
that's
each
a
Yeah.
good
other.
start.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
and I mean, well, a lot of people you run into, hey man, you're kind of a little off kilter there. You might want to get back in line. They'll get
sure.
offended. They'll think,
Yep,
but again, I'm so blessed to be around adult individuals that we
Yeah.
can sit
absolutely.
down and have a hard conversation with one another.
Yeah,
Hey man, are you doing okay in this area, bro? I noticed a little change in your behavior, a little change in your attitude.
sure.
Are you good, man? Are you good? Because I'm noticing these things, so I'm sure somebody else is. And so that is legitimately how we keep each other accountable.
That's good.
And when I'm out of pocket, somebody will point it out. And when somebody else is out of pocket, we always point it out.
Yeah,
But we don't take offense to it. I mean,
humility. Yeah,
well, the initial conversation, breaking that ice, that might be a shock to the system to where it's, but everybody, we just have an understanding that if we're going to go out and claim we represent this one thing, then we better represent it in every part of our lives.
No doubt.
Love that.
And that's what's lacking just in general, in the general population, is adulthood and maturity, emotional maturity, to where you can have the hard conversations with people without people getting just complete butthurt and offended, and thinking that you just because you don't agree with them, you hate them.
Mhm.
And that, it's just a lack of adulthood nowadays.
I think Jay, you would agree. We see that a lot in the Facebook group,
Oh God, we see it
unfortunately.
all the time. Like
I'm like,
super all
why
the
are
time.
you why are you name calling like a third grader? Like just be an adult and have a conversation. Let's
That's
debate,
right.
but do it like an adult, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Name calling is just so dumb, dude. It's like what the heck?
Yeah.
It's so dumb. So yeah, so I know that you all have some singles and um EPs and stuff. So what is the plan? You all plan on doing a full length album, releasing a full length soon?
Yeah, this year we plan by August, we're going to take all the singles that we've released over the last couple of years. We're going to remaster a few of them.
Mhm.
We're going to record probably about 6 or 7 new tracks,
Wow.
including the ones that we've released here in the last couple, like Triggered and Burned.
Mhm.
We're going to throw those on there. We're playing a new one, never heard before track Saturday. So we're going to have some old singles, and then we're just going to mix them up with some new. So it should be a pretty hefty offering, just for our lack of stewardship in the album release department over the last couple of years. We think that people deserve it.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. So, you got any, so I know you're working on that. Are you got any tours planned, as of now, or is that something that's kind of in the works?
No, we actually looked at this year when we fired things back up. We said we're not going to be chasing shows. We're not going to be chasing festivals. We're not going to be chasing venues. God's going to have us play where He wants us to play, and if that's nowhere, then we're not going to play anywhere.
Sure.
We'll do a few freebie shows this year. I mean, I know we're doing Broken Bottle at the end of the year up in Ohio. I think it's going to be held in Cincinnati, and we're doing Resurrection Fest here. I mean, it's being held in Kentucky, and we're part of the label. So it's one of those, how can we not make an appearance and at least support the label and be out there to do things like that for them?
Okay.
So those are there's like 4 or 5 others that are lined up for this year. I hope they're not soon because I have no idea when they are. I should have wrote them down, but I'm sure we'll get a message the week before saying, "Oh yeah, you guys are supposed to play this week." I know we're opening for Seventh Day Slumber, maybe I think it might be September, in
Yeah.
Huntington, West Virginia. And there's a few others sprinkled in there.
Nice.
That's interesting. three days under with 7 day slumber. How about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it should be a good time.
Nice. So how did it come about getting introduced and signed to the label?
We were in Arkansas at where were we at? We were playing we were playing a show in Arkansas, and we played with Aaron quite a few times prior to the show, 2.5 years ago. And he came up after the show. He's like, "Listen, God's put this on my heart, and I'm really thinking about starting a record label." And he's like, "When I started thinking about this, you were the first artist that I thought about seeing if you'd be interested to signing on."
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Oh, dude, I'm so flattered, and we're so just honored that you would think of us. But yeah, get us the details. Let it know when you flesh it out, and yeah, we'd be honored to really look at what you got going on." And so he sent us the contract, and we looked it over. We kind of procrastinated for about a month and a half, because one of
Yeah.
those. Do we really need a label? Do we really want to just, get entangled in
Mm.
paperwork and contracts and things like that?
Yeah.
And so he wound up. Tricord actually jumped on right like 2 days before we signed.
Oh,
Um,
man. They
Tri
beat you, huh?
Try yeah, yeah. But we were the wound up being the second artist that were signed to the label, and just Aaron, his heart, um, not only for the gospel, but for his artist and independent music, and trying to not only create something and offer something to those that might not have an opportunity, but his heart to grow everybody on the label.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 people running this label, and he's got like 26 artists.
Mm.
And
It's
so their
wow.
workload is amazing, and he has a full-time teaching job and a coaching job,
Mm.
and so this dude's plate is full, and yet anytime I message him, it might be a day later, but he's calling me back or getting back to me about just this dude's heart.
That's
It
incredible.
blows me away. It
Yeah.
That's
blows me
awesome.
away.
That's so good,
So
man. I know it takes a lot of work, especially if you only got 2 people running it. Man, that is incredible. And I'm sure he probably works a full-time job too, right? Or
yeah,
business or
yeah,
something? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's cool. So I know that especially off camera, we were talking about nerding out, the kind of stuff,
Yes.
but and also about horror imagery, including horror imagery in the Bible, and then of course we were talking about that single, um, and how I was comparing it to maybe Grave Robber and then also Tourniquet, but what would you say to people that have concerns about horror imagery in Christian music?
Good question.
I'd say leave your concerns at the door because it's none of your business.
Wow.
Really,
Hey,
really.
Patrick, I wish you would just tell us how you really feel, man. Come on.
Right. I love it though. No, I'm here for it.
I mean, maybe I should have. I don't have a filter, and I don't mince my words.
It's all
And,
good.
and I don't mean that in a rude way, but when you
That's
start
preferred.
concerning yourself about what everybody else is doing, you can't eat your buffet when you're concerned about what's on everybody else's plate.
No
Yeah, for
doubt.
sure.
And so I tell you what, if I'm out there reaching the one person that connects to something like that and it brings them to Jesus, then I don't care what your opinion is on horror imagery in gospel music. Because again, the Bible's full of horror stories. The ending is amazing. It's a very happy ending, but getting to that ending is
Yeah.
horrific. I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about unleashing plagues, and a third of the population is wiped out for this, and another third's wiped out because of this, and you got demons, and I mean, you literally got a freaking ghost hand writing on the wall in the Old Testament. You got
Yeah.
Saul going to consult a daggone psychic that raises the freaking
Right?
dead so he can talk to him, and you're going to sit there and complain to me that there's a little bit of spooky imagery in your videos or in your lyrics. Go sit down somewhere, sing your daggone your red book hymns, like go tell it on the mountain somewhere and sit down and you do your thing. I'm going to go out and do mine because I guarantee you when I stand before the man, he's not going to ask me about what Ethel was doing when I was doing something else.
This is interesting. I love this. What's funny is I kind of had a chuckle just now because "Go Tell It on the Mountain." I have a band basically, and "Go Tell It on the Mountain" was the last song that we should I say redid or reimagined, and it's definitely reimagined kind of as a metalcore with death metal influences type of song.
Now I got to hear it.
So
Yeah, right?
that's so it's all fun, but yeah, I appreciate that answer just because I know a lot of bands, even Tourniquet, like I said, Tourniquet and Grave Robber, they're 2 bands that definitely caught a lot of flack for that, but I think that ironically, I think about growing up, I definitely read a lot of the Bible stories, but I would always pick up like little books. And sometimes those books that have pictures and stuff, or even like gospel tracks. You ever heard of chick tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And stuff, and they'll have like the monsters and just all that stuff in them. So I was always like, I think that got me fascinated. I became fascinated with allegory overall. Symbolism, that kind of thing. And I think that's kind of what got me into horror because I appreciated like things like Night of the Living Dead being about consumerism and capitalism, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I always loved that aspect of horror.
Even the disciples came to Jesus at one point, and he was like, Jesus, these people over there, they're not part of us, but they're over here preaching the gospel, and they're doing this one thing. And Jesus said, don't worry about them.
Mhm.
Don't worry about what they're doing. If they're for us, they can't be against us. So don't worry about what they're doing.
Mhm.
Whether they know me or not, they're still out there preaching the word.
Mhm.
And so That's why when people come and trust me, we get, especially like for the Fruit of the Flesh video, you know how much flack we got for that video? I mean, that was
No,
I mean, that's
over
a
what exactly?
I mean, have you seen the video? It looks like I'm a
I,
demon in half the freaking
oh,
in the whole
well, I was
video.
asking specifically, but that's what it was, just because of the
Yeah.
aesthetics.
I
Yeah,
mean, they're like, how is that a Christian band? Why does he
yeah,
look like a demon? The song's literally called Fruit of the Flesh, and the flesh is what kills us. So I mean, if we're living in the flesh, we're literally walking dead people. It
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
says so, and that's why we gotta die and be reborn again. So
man. You know, and
I mean,
I've never understood the people who have an issue with imagery of skulls. I'm like, don't we all have one? Like, why is that evil? I don't
Right,
get it.
exactly.
right? I mean, wasn't Jesus crucified on Golgotha, the place of the skull? I mean,
Yeah,
Uh, if we really get down to basics, again, I mean, the Bible's a horror story
Yeah.
with also a great redemption story and a great love story. But there's a lot of spooky stuff in that book.
yeah, no doubt, man. Well, that's awesome, man. We sure have covered a lot. So y'all been around for what, 8 years or so now?
I think we've been out playing for
I know
8
you said,
years.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean,
For 10 years, something like that.
with the initial start of the band
yeah,
and then the recording and writing process, yeah, for probably about 12 years.
yeah. Oh, 12. Okay, wow, that's pretty awesome. Well, man, we're looking forward to hearing some new music. Are
Yes.
we going to be able to buy these 8 tracks, cassettes, or CDs? What's going on? You doing a vinyl release? Have you thought that far ahead?
We would love to do some vinyl presses, man. We really would. That's so expensive. To get a good price on the vinyl, you would have to order quite a few.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why you see so few bands pressing vinyls, is because it's just the expense in it alone.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, if somebody reaches out once we get some physical copies of CDs, if they reach out, I mean, they'll shoot us a PayPal and we'll send it to them,
yeah.
or at any of the shows that we're at this year. Well, once we
Nice.
get the
Okay.
physical media, we plan on
Yeah.
we were planning on having physical media in hand by August.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
That'd be awesome, man. So you're not lining up a distribution for that specifically right now?
no,
Oh,
no, no,
okay.
we like to handle all that in house. And I
Okay.
mean
Sure.
that again, it's few hands that are in the mix. Less gets lost. So
Well, when the time comes, I do have a connection for someone who releases quality vinyl. So that might be a conversation that we can help out with later on for sure.
absolutely it is.
Yeah, man.
Well, now I might
And
want to press a vinyl for just a few of the singles, like "Bring Out Your Dead" and "Burn" and "Triggered," and
Mm-hmm.
might just do a limited press for those, man. If you got a
oh,
guy,
yeah, I'm actually we're just in the very, very early stages of about talking about releasing a compilation vinyl record
Nice.
for Christian metal group. So that would be rad. Yeah, and I also have a friend that is Brian Kemper with Rock for Life, who's working on a pro life music. So if y'all got any connections to bands that have specific pro life songs, that's something he's looking for. So a lot of cool things going on, man, in 2026, right?
absolutely,
It's very interesting to see where this music has gone over the last, last year. Pastor Bob and Bloodgood and Heaven's Metal and Striper, they all celebrated 40 years of ministry, and we're still here going strong, right? So it wasn't a fad, right?
Right.
right.
Love it.
That's so good.
Here for
Well, when Jesus becomes a fad, that's when you know we're all in trouble. So
Man, yeah, wiser words have not been spoken. That is so good. Yeah.
I can't believe they came out of my head because I'm not known
Ha,
for wise words.
dude, you could put that on a t-shirt or a hat. I would buy that. That's dope. Um, well, yeah, what else you got, Jay?
you know what? I think that's the biggest thing, man. Um, I'll tell you what. I'll ask this question, then you can ask a couple more. So, we were talking about getting back to the nerd thing. Talk of all the things you collect, and we as me and Jimmy, we got to see the full room. You don't have to show everybody, but so we're lucky in that. But yeah, of all the things you collect, what is your favorite thing to collect?
Well,
Yeah,
that's a hard question,
it's a
man.
hard one. But give me top 5 then.
All right. Right now is the Mark Spears Monsters books.
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
We discussed that.
Yep.
I love old school action figures, the ones that are done really well.
Mhm.
Like I've got all the NECA. They did a big Ninja Turtle line where they turned them
Yes.
all into the Universal monsters, and
Yes.
so I've got all
Yeah,
those.
those are
Oh,
good.
you got all
Yes.
of them. Nice.
Yeah, I
I got
don't have Shredder. That's the
Oh.
one that I think he came out this year, and they actually made him Dracula. But
I need
That's
that.
interesting.
and anything vintage Halloween, like vintage Halloween decorations,
Yeah.
I really like though. It's just nostalgia. Anything
Yeah.
nostalgic, I like to collect and throw it in here. Just so, I mean, honestly, I think what I'm creating is my dream childhood bedroom.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Because remember
That's
how
right.
when you watch old movies and you'd see those kids' bedrooms and you're like, whoa, and they'd have all their cool stuff all over the walls
Yeah.
and all their cool toys just hanging out. That's basically what I've realized
Yeah.
I'm creating in my
They're
basement.
like when you're a kid, you don't have the money to do that, and then when you get older, you don't have the time to do it, right? So to be able to do it is pretty incredible.
But now you got adult money with kid mentality, and that
That's
is
right.
not good. That is not good.
Yeah, like I buy a collector's whatever Star Wars or something, and the kid's like, "Oh, that's cool, and I want to play with it." I'm like, "No, it's a collector. You don't play with it." They're like, "What do you mean?"
Dude,
Right.
just I know I was talking about being a good steward of my money, but I mean, tax season was good to us
He
this year.
said, "But."
So I just dropped $500 on a Tomb of Dracula 1972 comic book series.
Oh my
I think
gosh!
it's 1 through 74.
Oh god.
The only
Wow.
issue it's missing is number 10, the first appearance of a werewolf by night. But
Yeah,
Wow.
I
absolutely.
got the whole run plus the first 40 issues of Werewolf by Night,
Yeah,
all for
Wow.
$500. And I'm like, man, yeah,
That's
gotta score
incredible.
that.
So you're literally missing one from the whole set.
Yeah, number 10. I mean, it didn't come with number 1 because the comic store owner, he took that and got it graded. So I had to go out and buy a number 1, which was
Oh,
also
okay.
pricey, but I got that at a steal on an eBay auction.
nice.
I mean, that's a $500 book that I think I got for like 2.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
Yeah, cool.
That's incredible.
great condition. And so yeah, man, it's just that nostalgia crap because I think
Yeah.
back to the movies, like Lost Boys, and you got Corey Haim reading the Kill All Vampires he got from the Frog Brothers. Just
Yeah.
that nostalgia of
Yeah.
just the things that just take you back. And while I don't live in the past, I surround myself with it. I
Yeah,
sure
there we
do.
go. Absolutely. I
Wow.
feel the same way.
Yeah, man. So do you go all out for Halloween, like decorating outside?
Not so much inside, but I do create the atmosphere in the house.
Okay.
Like last year, the entire upstairs was spooky season. I've got a 5-year-old little boy and a 16-year-old daughter, and,
Wow.
and I've also got a 23-year-old boy, but he doesn't live here with us
Right.
full time. But I want to make those memories for them, and so
Okay.
they know when it's like August.
Yeah.
And they see you remember the Christmas Story when the dad and the turkey and they talk
Yes.
about that twinkling in his eye.
Yes.
Oh, the old man. And
Yep.
so when it gets like August, the kids they're like, Dad's getting into holiday mode.
Nice.
And Dad, and so, but I want to create those memories, and we consider our cul-de-sac our one of our ministries here at the house.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
so there's a bunch of little snot noses that run around here about Eli's age, about 5, but between 3 and 5 years old.
Right.
And so this year we had decorated the house in here. We had a big Halloween party for all the neighbors.
Yeah.
And then Christmas time rolled around. Like it was 2 days after Halloween. I had all the Halloween decorations up and everything Christmas up. And
Wow.
so what we also did is we were at the mall last May, and it was me, the wife, and Eli. We were walking through, and I see this old man that looked just like Santa Claus walking through the mall. Said, Eli, look, there's Santa. He's like, no, it's not, Dad. And he's 4, but he speaks to you like he's an adult. No, it's not, Dad. I said, uh-huh. And so I just walked up to him. I said, excuse me, sir. And not knowing how this guy's going to react.
Sure.
Excuse me, sir. My boy doesn't believe that you're Santa Claus. And he looked at him and he said, oh. And he pulls out this wallet, and it's an old beat up Santa wallet, leather, all embroidered. And he opens up his wallet, pulls out a straight up Santa Claus ID with his face on it.
Oh my!
Hands it to Eli. Eli's eyes get big as silver dollars.
Yeah.
And he says, I know you're being a good boy this year. I'll see you in December.
That's incredible.
And so we're heading on back down through the mall, and I was like, I wonder if that guy does house visits. So I wind up tracking him down at a TJ Maxx, and I was like, excuse me, sir, this might be a weird question, but would you come to my house? He said, well, I was like, I mean, for Christmas. Do you do home visits as Santa Claus for Christmas? He's like, yeah, actually I do, but my schedule's filling up now, so you got to book me now. I said, well, I want to book you now. And so, I mean, the most legit, I mean, his outfit had to cost well over $1,000 because he was legit.
Wow.
That's awesome.
For Christmas, we went out and we bought like little $10 gifts for all the neighborhood kids and put them in a bag from Santa. This dude came in and he sat with all these neighborhood kids for an hour and a half, brought a story like the night before Christmas story, read it to them. And the coolest part about it was he looked up and he saw our elf on the shelf. And he said, who's that elf belong to? And Eli was like, that's mine. He was like, well, how would you like to be able to play with him? He said, Santa, I can't touch him or he'll lose his magic. He said, well, what if there was a way that you could touch him? Eli's eyes got wide again. And so Santa pulls out one of them white Santa gloves that he wears, but it's a kid size. He says, put this on and you'll be able to play with your elf. I mean, just made everybody, the kids in the neighborhood, it's just creating those core memories for these kids, man. And so honestly, it's a bit of selfishness too, because I mean, I'm a big kid. I was sitting at Santa's feet going, yeah, I know the night before Christmas, but tell it again.
Right. You got to meet Santa Claus. I mean,
that's
awesome.
That's right.
What is it? What is
at my house?
Just, out of curiosity, what does he charge for something like that?
Dude does it for free.
Nice.
No way.
Well, we kicked him $150. But the dude, because when I asked him, I was like, how much do you charge? He said, we don't ask anything. We don't charge anything. We do it.
Wow.
I said, well, you ain't coming to my house without getting paid. I'll make sure you got something.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I love that.
Wow. That's a really cool story, though. Well,
I know Santa's making bank.
Yeah. Right. Well, tell us something about Patrick that people watching this may not know.
Well, that cat's already out of the bag that I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah.
I am an absolute huge nerd. Everything nerdy, everything's just anything that you wouldn't think that a 46-year-old man should be in tune to. That's what I'm in tune to. I mean, there's a likelihood if you walk into my living room at 2:00 in the morning, I will be watching 1990s Ninja Turtle cartoons.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, and it's nothing for me to sit down on a Saturday afternoon with a 5-year-old boy and watch 5 hours of SpongeBob. You know, I think, because it's so pure and it's so daggone just.
Like, they don't make those shows as cartoons. They don't make them like they used to. I mean, they're just, the ones today are just dumb. I was so excited whenever I got my kids turned on to like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and, DuckTales and stuff.
Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
Some Darkwing Duck, yes.
I've got them on DVD and now we can stream them too. But yeah, I'm like, yes, now you're watching something. I don't get the culture where the younger kids sit there and watch videos of people opening packages. And then as they get older, they watch other people playing video games. I'm like, I don't want to watch them play the game. I want to play the game. Right.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
My boy, my 5-year-old, he has a thing about watching some dude play Minecraft.
Yeah.
I don't understand the game Minecraft, for one,
Same.
and I don't understand watching some dude chop blocks and then put blocks in other places.
Same at my house. Same thing. Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you on the non-understanding bus.
Right. That's all good, though.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite thing about being a Christian?
I am now 16 years old in Jesus.
Mm,
He found me when I was 33, in a very dark spot in my life. And used to, I thought it was all about the doing. But right now, my favorite, and this is going to sound so weird, so strange. Right now, my favorite part about being a Christian is the lessons, the hard times, depressing,
Yeah.
the when you're being crushed and you're going through something, and then you have that epiphany. You're like, oh yeah, I see it now. I'm a big fan of the learning right
Mm,
now in my walk. And
sure.
while I'll be perfected eventually in Christ, right now I truly, truly enjoy the hard times.
mm,
And because for the last year and a half, I've been in that season of crushing and pressing and things being stripped away and having to sit there and look at every ugly aspect within me that I thought either had hidden or I thought had been healed. And he literally had me for a year and a half dissecting me
Mm,
mm,
and what I've gained from it and this rebirth again. And I've said it before. You think you die once in this Christian walk.
right.
You give your life to Jesus, you get baptized, you get on fire, you're all about it. And then trials and tribulations come. But I think I've had my second death in this Christian walk. And what I've become on the other side of it is something I thought I would never achieve. I
Wow.
thought I would never become. And who I am today is completely different than who I was even 2 weeks ago because every single day it's a new epiphany. It's a new understanding because scripture tells you that you have to know yourself before you can know anything else. You have to know the ugly parts of you. You have to understand that there's nothing good in you. Nothing good in you. Scripture tells us there's nothing good in us until we start handing these pieces of us and even the disgusting ones, the ones that you think nobody knows about, until you
yeah.
start handing those pieces over, you don't really truly hit the next level.
Mm,
And
That's
I
right.
feel like I've leveled up in a way, and I feel like I'm still a little bit stagnant in some other areas, but there's still areas God's working on. And I'm so thankful that He loves me enough to correct me, to crush me, and to guide me through it all at the same time, all in the same breath. And it's really 100% completely up to me how quick I get through it.
mm.
Yeah. That's powerful for sure. Well, Patrick, what can the Christian metal community do to help support 3 Days Under?
I don't know. Listen to the music if you like it. Tell us if you hate it. I mean,
Mm,
I mean, I, it's supposed to be all one big family, and we're all supposed to be fighting the same goal.
mhm.
Right.
And a lot of like the last season, I was really jaded and I was really angry at especially the Christian music industry. Because at least in the secular world, you know where the knife's coming from and you know what to expect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I didn't expect in the Christian music industry that I've encountered.
It's sad, but
And
yeah.
so it's kind of one of those eye openers like, whoa, I didn't know it was like that. Or at least I didn't know you were like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I love you, and I forgive you if I'm offended because it could just be my offense. It could not have anything to do with anybody, just my perception. So I always try to keep that in the front of the mind. But I mean, the best thing that the Christian metal community can do for us is go out and support everyone else. I mean, because everybody needs support. Everybody's on the same mission, whether they're absolutely terrible and have run across some absolutely terrible bands, but their hearts are so freaking pure, and their drive and their mission is the same where we all started. God said go, we're going. And so just support everybody else. You don't have to support 3 Days Under. Support that local guy coming up asking you a billion and one questions. Support that one band, especially if you're a seasoned band that keeps sending you messages asking for contacts.
Yeah.
Support them. Support them. Try to get them on a stage somewhere.
True. True.
That's what you can do to support us is support everyone else.
Yeah, I love
I
that
think.
because we really do stand or fall together for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I mean, this industry is such a struggle. it is so flooded with so many bands and so many individuals that have been or feel like that they're called to do this, and it's so hard to even get any kind of I don't want to say recognition or notoriety. That sounds
Yeah,
selfish, but it's hard to get noticed in a sea of people doing the same stuff.
sure.
And it's hard to stand out in all this in all the noise. And
Yeah.
so that's literally how you can support us is by supporting everybody else because we're all going to win one way or another. So
That's good, man. I love it. Well, man, this has been great. I appreciate your
Yeah, man,
time
you
and
rock, dude.
yeah, it's good. We're looking forward to the new music. We'll check out what you've already released and hopefully you'll watch this and gain some new fans as well, man.
well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I look forward to seeing you, Jay, in Frankfurt on
Yeah,
Saturday.
I know it's fun.
Your schedule. Some auto tune on there on the voice, you know.
Oh my gosh. Hey, that reminds me, have you heard of a band called Power Glove?
No, but that sounds amazing.
Dude, I took my kids to see the Galactic Empire, which is a Star Wars themed instrumental metal band. And they're pretty good, but it's like it sounds like one long run on song. There's no lyrics. Anyways, it was decent, but this band called Power Glove opened up for them and they play all cartoon music, video game music, all in metal style. There's
Yeah.
a 3-piece metal band from California,
I'd have been in
and
heaven.
they were actually, yeah, they're actually pretty good. I'll have to turn you on to those.
All right,
Dude,
am I
did they
back?
cover the Yeah, you're back. Did they cover the Thundercats intro? Tell me they did the Thundercats intro.
I wrote an article. I have to go back and look. I don't recall. I know they did like Pokemon and Mario.
Well, if there's no Thundercats or He-Man in there, I don't want no part of them. Power Glove, my high dick.
Yeah, man.
I will
love
have to go back and
Thundercats,
look
man.
at that.
Yeah, I definitely
That's a very good question.
I definitely have a comic book box with all Masters of the Universe comics. I have most of all the runs.
But I did hear him say that he's got a whole box of Masters of the Universe comics missing one or two.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a treasure.
Yes, sir.
I
This is crazy. I don't know. I just see one. I've only always seen one.
I don't like a lot of the newer ones. They just like Ninja Turtles. Like I won't
it's
watch or
funny
look at
right
the
here.
new ones.
Can
They
y'all
just
see
don't.
me? Can y'all see me or hear me?
They don't look right.
No. And they've destroyed Michelangelo.
Yeah.
He's not as funny as he used to. They made Raph way too aggressive.
Man,
Yeah.
I kind of like the direction they went with Donatello.
y'all see me?
To be fair, they
Maybe not.
started very aggressive, like in the original comics.
Yeah. But you, like me, you grew up with the '90s Turtles that came out in the movies and the cartoon and
Yeah.
and you know they were planning on doing a last Ronin movie and they canceled it.
No.
Yeah, it was going to have
didn't.
an R rating. It was going to be a dark Turtles film, and then they canceled it.
Oh man.
Yeah. No bueno.
No boy, no. All right. Well, Jay, come on, man. All right, I'm sending you some stuff to check out later on.
All right. Where are you located at?
I am in Greenville, South Carolina.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, South Carolina. I remember living there for a couple years. Camp Lejeune.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
wait, that's in North Carolina.
No, that's South Carolina. Camp Lejeune.
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was North Carolina.
Uh,
I know boot camp's in South Carolina.
yeah, boot camp.
Paris Island.
Yeah, you're right. Lejeune is in. Yeah, it's North Carolina. Yeah, Paris Island. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Oh, the islands in South Carolina. I've driven by there twice since I've been out. Half tempted to go back and visit, but then I struck with memories, and I'm like, no, I didn't leave anything there, and so I don't think
Yeah.
I'll be returning.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we we are in the upstate, so we're like I'm 2 hours from Atlanta, 2 hours from Charlotte.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good deal.
We got a J.
Jay, is it
Look at
really
that.
you?
I know. I hope so.
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Well, praise
Is it
the Lord.
really him though? Is it really you, Jay?
I know it. How about that?
I got some outtakes here now. I can edit in to the end of it.
There we go. Yeah, cool. All right, now we'll try this. That'd be
All
fun.
right, you ready to rock and roll?
Mhm.
Dude. We've never had this many issues.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's me.
that's
No.
fun.
All right, Jay, go ahead.
No. All right. Yo. So, welcome to yet another interview.
It ain't working. It ain't
Dang,
working.
what's not working? Am I coming through?
I mean, like a robot.
Oh, dang.
Mr. Roboto over here.
Domo
Roboto.
arigato.
That's right. Nailed
Gee.
it.
Let me see. Let me see if I can, let me see if switching locations helps. Just a second. So, just as far as collection is concerned, Transformers, G.I. Joe, those are my main things. But, you know,
You sound like a transformer.
yeah,
Decepticon.
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not into the whole Nintendo music genre. There's a whole genre out there. But I would say that Power Glove was definitely probably one of the best I've ever heard. Like they did it's quality music.
Dude, you're blowing my mind. Me now learning that there's a whole Nintendo music genre out there. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
I've seen 3 or 4 of them because they opened up for other bands. And some like the acoustic ones I cannot get into. They were awful.
Right?
But Power Glove, yeah, he actually has a keyboard where it's like tilted back like this, like the keys he has to reach over, and while he's got a guitar here and he's still playing. Yeah, they were entertaining for sure.
That's straight talent right there.
No doubt.
Is that better?
That is
Well, that's 1,000,000,001 times better, bro. Nailed it.
What?
Yeah.
All right, well, let us pray.
In the
All
name
right,
of Jesus, keep this
that's right. That's
keep this
right.
going. All right.
All right, y'all see
I guess
Megatron now?
All right, ready? Let's try. Yeah. Oh, now I can see it. Nice.